Welcome to another episode of Peace Elite.
Hold on.
I can't.
Go ahead, man.
So we are here for a PDT exclusive interview, right? Super excited. In the building, we have Darren.
Bim.
Genevieve.
And we are joined by the owner, Mr. Guyel, Mr. Clap Cleats himself, the chief.
What's going on? What's going on?
Thank you so much for joining us, Guyel. Thank you so much.
Sure,
we
my
appreciate
pleasure.
it. We appreciate it.
I want to call you a legend, but I have to hear the interview first.
So for those who don't know, Guyel here, the owner of Clap Cleats, I'm gonna have a hard time saying that all day.
That's all right.
But so he has this product, and I'm so excited. I don't want to jump the gun a little bit, so I'm gonna let Guyel explain who he is and why we're so interested in interviewing him.
Okay, sure. So my name is Guyel. I'm the founder of Clap Cleats. We are the original sex socks company. We are trademarked, not just in the US, we're trademarked in Canada, Australia, United Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah, we have patent pendings on our designs and our product. And yeah, we give you traction for the action, better motion for the ocean, more force to stay on course. I could go on and on, but the bottom line is we make sex socks so that you can perform better in the bedroom, the kitchen, the hardwood floors in the living room, wherever you want. The grip on our socks works super well. The difference between us and any other type of sock you think you could use is that we are not a one size fits all. It's based off of your shoe size, and it's a five toe design. So it stays on your foot. It stays put. If you try using something else, it's going to roll off to the side, and now you're slipping and sliding, defeating the purpose of the sex sock. So there you go.
Darren, if I may, for a moment,
Go ahead.
I made the legend comment. I wasn't sure. The interview ain't really started yet. He's a legend. So answered several questions already, and those taglines are bar none, top notch.
Thank you.
Now, was that a collaborative effort on the marketing piece of it? I know we'll get into like creation and all of that, or is a lot of that your own brainchild?
That's just on me.
Wow.
It's on me. We've got, a few people have actually given me some good ones. So I'll give you one. They're not cleats for the grass, they're cleats for that ass. So I'm not even gonna lie. I shipped him a pair for free, and I said, "Yo, I'm gonna use that," and he was like, "Thanks."
That's fire. That is fire.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Oh my goodness.
Bravo.
You should have a contest. You should have like a contest to come up with the best tagline.
Actually, you know what contest we want to run? What's your themes? If you had a theme song to enter into the bedroom right before you smash, what would the theme song be?
Did we discuss this on the podcast? I can't remember.
Not in this aspect.
Aha, okay, go.
But yeah, that's one of the contests we're doing. So yeah,
that is awesome.
Oh, that's
Bravo,
so funny.
bravo. I'm so excited. I don't even know where to go from here. So I'll tell you, Guyel, we have this running joke on our podcast, this podcast. And
It's not a joke. It's real life, Darren.
Thank you, Jen.
All right. So when TMI here, but when me and my wife are getting
no
into
such thing. No such thing.
No such thing. Okay, you're right. Right. So a finishing move, if you will, right? So me going at it, right? And when I'm like, yo, I'm trying to seal the deal, I'll go put on my Timbs because I need the traction, I need the grip, right?
Yeah.
So I'll put on my Timbs and they'll let me, kind of get my stance right,
Of course I know.
So he's like,
come on, Darren, of course he knows.
He's a legend. So of course, when a friend of ours, Stacy, shout out to Stacy, she sent us your socks that popped up on social media, and she's like, "Yo, here you go, Merry Christmas." And so I see it. I send it to my co-potters, and we're like just super excited about it. I bought a pair, and I have a review.
No way.
Yeah, of course.
I can't.
I couldn't even. I couldn't even. I was so excited.
Have them with you though?
They're upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I know because I don't be down here. It's upstairs.
Well, you gotta go get it for the interview.
I guess.
Do me a favor. When you're done, email me your address so I could send you another pair. There's no way you didn't need to buy them. I'm going to ship them to you right away.
So this is a good question. What is the recommended amount or pairs of Clap Cleat socks should a guy have?
Oh, well, we only do limited edition. So after every 3 to 4 months, we do a new version. So if it were up to me, I think you should keep getting a pair every 4 months, because eventually what's going to happen is these are going to become collectibles down the road, So we have like the Clap Cleats V1, Clap Cleats V2, Clap Cleats Valentine's Edition. We had the Clap Cleats Holiday Edition. I don't know if you saw those, but we had the holiday editions.
I saw the holiday with the red and the green.
You got it, right? And so we have a Valentine's edition. We have a St. Patty's edition. These are all coming out. You can actually pre-order the Valentine's one right now. I just got to set it up so that we can pre-order the St. Patty's. But the best thing is it turns out we were getting emails from customers saying, a lot of people got engaged during the holidays. You should do like a groomsman package or whoever, a bridal package, groomsman package. And
just saw that today on the site.
Oh yeah.
Bravo.
So
that's amazing.
So not only, thank you. Yeah. And so we're going to do the groomsman package, but we're also doing a new edition called the tuxedo edition. So every single time we make a new version, something changes or we add something to it. So that's the concept. That's what we want to keep. We don't want to keep selling the same one over and over. That's lame and boring. This is something that, I want to make as part of a culture,
That's awesome. And it seems like you got ahead of the, it being boring thing with it being one type of sock, and you're, already looking ahead for holidays and who knows, customized socks with somebody's face on it, who knows. But my question, I don't know if we asked it, but how did you start? How did this come about? Where does the idea come from?
I absolutely love this question. Out of necessity, man. So basically, I had gotten out of a 2-year relationship, right? And I used to be in really good shape. And I was like, it's time to get back to my date weight, right? I'm sure we all heard of that, your date weight, or you want to just get back into it when you go on the dating scene. So I was tearing it up at the gym. I actually went viral on TikTok. I won't share that TikTok account, but I went viral on TikTok for an awesome transformation. But now I've transformed back to the original since I got so busy with Clap Cleats. I haven't even been able to hit the gym. But the point is, so when I started going back to the dating scene, I wanted to hit the gym hard, which I did. And I started doing hip thrusts really, really well. And my friend, he was my gym partner. We both ended up getting back on the dating scene around the same time. And he was like, yo, I feel bad for the next person you tap because you're going to give it to him so good. Because I was doing 500-pound hip thrusts, right? And I'm not a big guy, and 500 pounds is really good, right? And so and I loved it because at the gym, sometimes people would like look at me, right? And they're like, yo, how's this guy doing 500 pounds of hip thrusts? So my friend was like, oh, it's, you're gonna tear up the next person you're with, right? And I'm laughing and I'm like, yeah, it's just too bad I can't keep my sneakers on in the bedroom, right? And then I was like, wait a minute, why can't I come up with something that has like grip on it, right? And so at first I tried kind of like those yoga socks, but they end up rolling over on your foot. They end up like loosening up and then fall off the back. And I said, so I tried it, obviously research and development. And so I tried it and it just like the yoga socks just like slipped right off after like 30 seconds to a minute. So but I thought I was onto something because for those first 30 seconds to a minute, I did have some traction. And so I was really excited about that. And so then basically I said, let me try to see if I could work something from here. I created a design, worked on manufacturing, and after prototypes and sending them out to my boys, they unanimously were like, yo, this works. Wow. Yeah, man, go for it. And so I was like, all right, here we go. And
that is awesome,
that's it. That's the story.
Right, you did have like a study group, if you will. Like you had to do your research and figure out what worked and what didn't work.
Oh,
right?
For sure. Yeah. Well, my friends were my study group. like
what more you need?
Because exactly, right? Because there was the prototypes. They pretty much I gave out prototypes to all of them to use, right? And of course I was doing my own. And so it was just fantastic. It was just fantastic.
Damn right.
So oddball question, right? You just said, damn it, man. You're the president of the company, but you're a client as well. right?
Exactly. Yeah,
right. You're not only the
like those
client,
old
you're
hair
the playing
commercials.
president.
I'm not only the client. Yeah. I love that.
Right.
Damn right.
So, do you like? You're getting dressed for the day, and you're like, let me put the socks on just in case. Is that what you do, or do you just like special occasion?
That's a great question. Usually, it's gonna be if it's gonna be like the first time, right? And you're really trying to impress. That's when you put it on. But I usually put it on like I want to make sure it's not a long date, because on a long date, the grip and the foot, it's gonna. So you want to know that like basically you're kind of you're pretty confident you're gonna seal the deal that night. That's usually it. But don't get me wrong, I've also had them in my back pocket before or my glove compartment before, and my friends have told me the same thing. So that's pretty much something you can do. But I remember when we first started this, people used to tease me, right, and tease us, saying, "Oh, but what's a guy gonna do? Be like, hold up, excuse me, let me go to the bathroom first." And I'm like, bro, girls do that all the time. Let me freshen up, like girls do that all the time, and we always talk about equality. Why can't guys be like, yo, give me a minute, I'll be right back, right? Yeah, there you go.
Damn right.
What do you need?
So, I mean, come on, right? Let's be real. And I found out some of them were telling me they actually felt flattered that a guy wanted to impress them like that, or that a guy is putting on something extra, like, yo, what's up with that? But trust me when I tell you, the first two test drives I did, if you know what I mean, with different people, they didn't even notice I had them on. So it was a short date, and then maybe they looked at my feet, but they didn't even think about it twice. And the reason why is because they're 5-toed, it almost just subconsciously you just think you're looking at a foot, right? Because because it's the 5-toe and stuff. So nobody, like none of the individuals who saw it the first time around, they're like, "Yo, why are you wearing 5-toe socks?" They kind of just like glanced it over. They were probably more preoccupied about themselves, how they look, because they knew it was about to go down. So they're focused on themselves too, and not so worried about you so much. So
that's what I've told the guys before. We've was a couple episodes ago we were talking about this, like, do you care if a guy has socks on and bed or not? And I'm like, honestly, you don't even think about it. You don't look, as a woman, you don't care.
That's true. Now we did get feedback where some women definitely don't want guys to have socks on.
Really?
But those are usually like gray, thick, cotton, floppy socks that just look ugly as hell. Like, of course, but if you look on our website, even when you put them on, they look sleek. They're not like, they're not even made out of cotton. They're made out of bamboo. It's a thinner material. It's breathable, so it's not like it's a big thick cotton. Like, because I remember people would be like, "Oh, those are just like hospital socks," or like, "Oh, those are Sky Zone joints." I'm like, they're not like those. Trust me.
Right. So what made you choose bamboo?
Because it's thinner and breathable. So do you know that there's some clothes out there now with bamboo? Like there's bamboo. There's bamboo shirts out there now, right? And the whole point is because it's thinner, but it's more breathable. So that I was like, yo, let's go with that. So that's another thing, like people don't sometimes they knock it and think that it's just another hospital joint. Like people say, "Oh, this is the hospital joint. That's the Sky Zone joint." I'm like, trust me, you got to try them on.
I'm taking my sock off right now. Why? Because I'm wearing hospital socks.
There you go.
See? I stole these from the hospital when I had an injury 2 years ago. This was when I hurt my leg, guys. And
if you had the socks on, you wouldn't injure yourself.
Exactly. So I wore these for this call specifically because I wanted to give you props on your design. Because when I first saw it, I said, these look really, really good. Especially the tuxedo ones. Those are sleek. So you body
that sock down.
Oh, sorry. So Guyel, my
making
question.
You cough, my man.
My question. My question. What's your professional background, bro? Because a lot of us have ideas, but we don't. It's like, hey, man, that'd be real cool, and then you move on to go to work and do whatever. But what gave you the confidence to go ahead and just do this and actually come up with an ill design?
Okay, well, that's first off, I appreciate that. But my background is I'm actually an occupational therapist, so I saw those hospitals. So I saw those hospital socks all the time. Some people don't know exactly what occupational therapists are. We work hand in hand with physical therapists and speech therapists. So when someone gets injured, if they can't fully recover, occupational therapists are really good at teaching them how to adapt to their new way of living, right? So that's what we specialize in a lot of times. And so I always saw people in hospital socks, right? And so I already knew those weren't going to work because I tried them, you know? So that's that. Before that, I was actually, I had two separate degrees. My bachelor's degree was in business. And so I worked for a corporation for a while. And then I had a change of heart and I wanted to like help people out because it turns out I'm really good at motivating people and I love being there for people and supporting them and like cheering them on. And so then when this idea came about, I'm like, this is the best way for me to support and cheer on my fellow man. You know what I mean? Like, this is my best way to be like, yo, you got this. You're going to crush it tonight. Whether they know it or not, every time they rock it, it's because I made it with the intention of supporting dudes who want to like really make a statement, who want to stand out from the other guys. So
damn right, bro.
But of course, I mean, everyone wears them, but like, you know, it originally started off with, you know, for guys rocking them. So
what a legend. What a legend.
Well done, brother.
What a legend.
It's like the perfect sock for this podcast because it's like basically what you guys talk about all the time: brotherhood and and uplifting each other and being happy and having great relationships. So it all kind of like it's perfect.
Right.
Good. Well, then invite me back on.
Hey,
I love being part of a crew.
Where you from, Guyel?
Right now I'm in Union, New Jersey.
All right. Born and raised or?
Oh, no. I was born in Peru, South America.
Oh, Peru. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, you're not too far from us if you're in Jersey. So, you know, we might have to figure out some kind of link up or something, man.
Well, just so you know, I've done podcasts where I've driven over in New Jersey to do them. I've done multiple podcasts in New Jersey and I've just driven over.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to make that happen.
Why not? Absolutely. I love that.
It's so exciting.
So
yeah, it is.
You know, so you have this wonderful, amazing product, and not that I need, you know, to give you got to give me all the secrets, but like, what's next? Like, what are you hoping to get to in the next 5 years or 10 years? Like, what's the goal?
Okay, great. Well, first off, 5 and 10 years is too far. If you're a startup company, you really want to crush and push forward fast. So we have a few things going on. We have the thigh high no slides, right? So the thigh high no slides go above the knees, and they don't just have grip on the soles of the feet. They're gonna have grip and padding in the knee area. I actually got some prototypes already, so that's pretty exciting. And that's you know, so the thigh high no slides are gonna come out real soon. Then in addition to that, we're thinking about like the motion potion, right? So maybe do like a little energy drink right before you get it on. So something to that effect. Yeah,
vertical integration thing going. Yeah,
exactly. Also, we have to rebrand because when we went super viral on TikTok, they were shouting out Shark Tank. And then we actually found out that, you know, it's got the word sex in it. So, you know, sex socks. So they immediately shut down the idea. But it was a blessing in disguise because we are rebranding to Performance Intimacy Apparel.
Yes.
Right. So we're already trademarking that. So basically we want to be the apparel, you know, during performance intimacy, right? So
fire.
We're gonna start adding like different, like we're gonna come up with different ideas and different types of clothing that people use. We're also gonna do the clap strap, right? So you just wrap it around our waist to like pull, and like it's gonna have pockets for like whatever you need, like whether it's lotions or condoms or whatever, right? So the clap strap, you just wrap it around the hips and the waist, and it's gonna be fun. So we have a lot of that lined up.
Innovator.
How can I just throw you money? I just want to throw money.
Here,
take my money.
So are the thigh high ones more geared for the female?
Oh, only for I mean, excuse me, anybody can rock them. How dare I? But
right.
Yeah, it's geared more towards. It's definitely geared more towards individuals who wear thigh highs, and it's typically women who wear a lot of the thigh highs, or they call them over the knees sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes they call them thigh highs over the knees, but yeah. So
fantastic idea,
incredibly interesting,
man. Thanks. So I have to ask about your social media. So on Instagram, I noticed one podcast that I really rock with, Flagrant 2, gave you a shout out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Unreal.
And I actually listened to them weekly. So I heard it when it happened live, and then I saw it on the page. So are you a fan of their podcast? Did somebody hit you to it or?
This is gonna be good. So I love that podcast. I've been listening to that podcast for a while. And I remember when I was first packaging the socks, because times have changed and I don't do that anymore. But when I was first packing the socks, I would play the Flagrant 2 podcast, right? And I would tell my friends, I'm like, yo, if they ever mention me on their podcast, I knew I made it, right? And that shit happened in less than 6 months' time. It's on zero, right? Wow. I got so excited that I bought the 2 of the last 4 tickets that Andrew Schultz had on his infamous tour. It was in Boston, right? And this was December 30th. So we drove over as fast as we could for that last show that they had on December 30th. I brought with me like 8 to 12 pairs of socks. I don't even remember anymore, right? And then I got in contact with his media production crew and all this stuff. I ended up going backstage. We took photos. No, I'm not kidding. And then, but even better than that, we're gonna be sponsors on his Flagrant 2 podcast. So that's huge. That's huge.
Bro, you know what's wild? I was at his show on the 30th, but I went to the first show. You were at the second show?
Oh, damn. I was definitely at the second show. Yeah,
at the Wilbur. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
man. He bodied it. Yeah, they did great.
Yeah, the small
Look
world,
at this small world, right?
Wow.
small world, yeah.
Yes.
And one more thing about social.
What's
I
up?
saw you had some porn stars bigging up Clap Cleats. Well, where were you on that? Was it a convention somewhere?
So basically, the way we figured we'd start expanding is by going to adult expo conventions. So there's something called Exotica.
Yes.
And so we went to the Exotica in New Jersey and the Exotica in Washington, D.C. And so we just, like I said, I love socializing with people and getting along with everybody. And so I just talked to a lot of different adult entertainers, and then we were just getting along. And so that's pretty much what happened. So some of them were like, "Yeah, this would be great. Yeah, I shout this out, no problem." And so it's just been a crazy ride. When we went, so we've gone viral probably 4 times, right? The first time was literally when we first launched on TikTok. All I did was create a video where I was just recording the sock right on a mannequin's foot, right? And then the caption said, "My secret weapon to blowing out her back," right? And it had that Soulja Boy song on it, right? Yes. And all I did was just turn it around after 3 seconds, and then it showed the grips, and then we sold out in 3 days.
Oh wow!
Social media is powerful, my friend.
Oh yeah, it is. And then it started slowing down, and then a girl stitched or duetted that video, totally ripping us and making fun of us, and I'm fine with that because I'm a huge believer in perfection is the paralysis of progress. Okay, perfection is the paralysis of progress. If you wait for perfection, you'll never get going. If you wait for perfection, you'll never learn. So the website was junky. I didn't have any professional photos at the time. The socks just looked blah, right? And it was very bland, but I don't care. And I put it out there. We still sold out. And then once we sold out, obviously I had to manufacture more. And then the timing was good because then she made fun of the video. And then at the very last second after she made fun of the video, she said, "But I bought a pair anyway."
Wow.
Right? And so it cut out. And then so that video, so my first video had 8 million views. That video had 3 million views. And so then I really knew I was onto something because people kept buying after that point in time, right? And then so we were like, all right, how else can we start connecting and putting it out there on social media, not just from our own accounts, but having people talk about it. And that's when we decided to do the Exotica Conventions. And then the second Exotica Convention is when it went crazy viral, thanks to Twitter and Instagram, because what I did, and it was very intentional. I had 2 retractable banners with our image and stuff. And one of the retractable banners I put by itself on the side of our booth. So there was no interference. I wouldn't be in the way or get in the way. So people were very comfortable looking at that poster and taking pictures saying, "Yo, is this for real? Like people were like laughing at it, like, oh my God, the original sex socks, is this for real? And so one video just started spreading throughout all of Twitter and Instagram, and then a couple comedians got in on it. And then that was it, you know?
Awesome.
So
amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, it's so cool because you know, you get a lot of messages of people saying, yo, good looking out, I needed these, or yo, these really work, or man, these got some grip to them, you know? And that's always fantastic, right? To hear, like, you know, when you got someone's back, right? Whether you don't even know them, but you got their back.
You got my back while I got her back. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Pause if needed.
That's right. Yeah, but like pause. Hold on. But and it's so cool because like one thing leads to another, right? So thanks to that, Andrew Schultz, even though that video posted on December 21st, where he commented about the Clap Cleats, they recorded that on December 6th, which is right after the Exotica DC was over, right? So that wasn't, so I didn't even know that he recorded that until like, you know, 15 days later. But then that momentum kept going. And so, like I said, you know, we went there to see him. On the way back, we saw a sign that said Bridal Expo New Jersey, Bridal Expo New York, right? And that was right around the time we were getting emails saying, hey, you know, people are gonna want to buy this for like a great groomsman's gift, right? Yep. Wow. And so it was like destiny. You see that sign there, you get the emails. And so like just very last second, we bought a booth over there, and then we just talked to a bunch of people because it just passed this weekend, literally yesterday.
Wow, so you guys did a wedding expo?
Yeah, we did it yesterday. Yeah, man. Wow. And what's even what's funny is, yeah, you got to, absolutely. And so, no days off, literally no days off. And the funny thing was at the expo, I went to every booth around me, and I said in advance, hey, I just want to apologize because my product's very different than all of yours, and it's got the word sex in it. Right. So it's a little risque, but I just want you to know that it really does make sense if you let me elaborate. And they're like, bro, don't worry about it. It's awesome. We love that idea. Like all three of the booths that were around me were super understanding, right? One was a photography booth, one was a chocolate booth, and one was like a venue booth, right? And we ended up like all collaborating. I'm gonna collaborate with the chocolate guy. The photographer might come over here and do some of my product shots, right?
Wow.
And then the venue, which is in Pennsylvania, the venue has a preferred vendors list. And I was like, hey, how would you feel about putting us on your preferred vendors list? And they're like, of course.
Wow.
They're like, we think your thing's awesome. And she was like, as a matter of fact, my co-host or whatever, you know, at the booth, she already sent her boyfriend the picture of it, and he says he wants to buy a pair. So they literally bought a pair at the event, and they were like, yeah, become a preferred vendor. So because of that event, I learned what a preferred vendor was. I didn't even know what that was in terms of wedding lingo. And so now the next objective is to partner up with all these different wedding planners and photographers and all that, and say, hey, listen, refer us, get a commission, blah, 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 things of that nature. Awesome. And so, because now it makes sense for us to hit this market, you know. I asked Google how many weddings are there a year in the United States, and they're like 2.5 million.
Oh, yeah. You need 1% of that, if that.
But not just that, right? But 1% of that, and you know, when you're selling multiple pairs at the same time, that's huge. You know, man. Like because usually I usually just sell one or two pairs. I mean, well, each unit that we sell for $24.99 comes with two pairs, right? Okay. But what I'm saying is, instead of one unit, you know, these weddings and the groomsmen, it's typically 4, right? The average is 4 groomsmen, including the groom. So now you have more volume, not volume, more, you know, like a higher ticket price.
Right.
Now the ticket price is higher per order. And so our goal is to penetrate that. So the whole focus now is going to be penetrating the weddings, because that's where we really stand out.
some people might even use them as party favors for their weddings. Because I went to a wedding once
Right?
where,
Oh my God, yeah.
that'd be awesome. Like on
party
each
or a
table,
bachelorette party,
all
I
the
can see
bachelor,
that.
right?
Yeah.
And I went to a wedding
Yeah.
once where she gave everybody the little like hospital socks, because women a lot of times take the heels off when we're dancing
Yep.
at the weddings. So she, you know what I mean? So if you have that, that's an even bigger opportunity. So this thing has like legs, it's gonna go. This is
Yeah.
this is great.
And it's
definitely.
a nice little discreet thing. Like you can easily like boom, pop it in the pocket and be on your way.
Yeah, you know, like when we were pitching it, because it's funny because our feedback was fantastic. There was so many brides and mothers of brides that were at the expo that thought it was a great idea. You know, because as people would pass by, I would say, groomsmen are tired of flasks and wallets. It's time to update your groomsman's gift.
I was just thinking that if I get another flask, I'm gonna go crazy. This is perfect. I was just thinking that.
It's always, and so, and what's interesting is it turns out a lot of these young brides, the younger brides in particular, were like, oh my God, how'd you know I wanted to get flasks, or how'd you know we were going to get wallets for the grooms? And I'm like, because believe it or not, it's the same thing over and over. I've been a best man 3 times.
Wow.
And I know what it's like seeing, like I've been to so many weddings and been a best man a lot. So like, it's always the same gifts over and over and over. It's time to change it up, and it's time, like, you know, like, and in a humorous way. Now, of course, there were some brides and some mother of brides who like rolled their eyes and say, that's okay, we don't want to talk to you. And I'm like, that's all right, you're prude. That's okay, you're boring, you know. But yeah.
I mean, because it's
awesome.
like everybody, you know, as much as some people may not want to admit it or talk about it, like everybody has sex. So
of course,
this is a perfect product to like enhance your sex life. And especially in our society, the way that things are going, everybody's like more sexually open. So I can see how this works like perfectly.
All right, let me. Can I add something, or
of course, no, go ahead.
So check this out, right? As far as being more openly expressive, not only that, but let's be real. Like guys are starting to do things to be more openly expressive too, or you know, trying to improve. Like, you know, you're starting to hear guys wearing makeup now, right?
Yep.
And like because of Zoom and stuff, like right. And it's very interesting, and you know, like times are changing and everyone wants to improve in some way, shape, or form. Why not become more comfortable in the bedroom and do that too, right?
Yep.
Well, not really in the bedroom, because you're rocking this all over. Like I said, the hardwood floors, the kitchen tiles, the living room. Come on, like it's so fantastic, man. It's so fantastic. But the point is, like, that made a lot of sense. But then, so I did a podcast with somebody, a couple people from Canada. I've done a couple Canadian podcasts, and my highest international another country outside the US that's been buying has been Canada. And they've been paying even more for shipping than they are for the product.
Right.
They're literally paying like $30, $35 express shipping. And you know, the socks are $25 for a unit. So like I vowed to them, and I would write letters like in their package. I wrote, thanks to Canadians like you, we are starting an office in January in Canada.
Stop it.
So we're partnering up with WeWork. You know, you've heard of WeWork before.
Yep.
So they do like office rentals and stuff. So we're gonna do an office in Toronto, and then we're already setting up a warehouse so that we can ship from there. So Canadians don't have to pay this crazy price. You know.
Wow.
So we're officially gonna be an international company, right?
This interview is way better than I expected already.
Way better.
Who is this man?
He's a legend, them.
Man.
He's a legend. Don't even
Is
say
he a
his
legend?
name. Don't say his name, them. He's a legend.
I appreciate that. Definitely not, but I definitely don't feel like a legend.
But like what you're doing is like amazing. Like you had an idea for this product and it's grown. I mean, when did you start this, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, the idea was in February of last year. I mean, February of 2021.
Oh, yeah,
even says on our logo, it says established 2021. You know,
wow.
I'm not gonna lie and make people think, oh, we have this pedigree or this history. No, I want to say, we started last year. We started in February of 2021, or that's when the idea was concepted. But then, and it took months to get the manufacturing right. And then, you know, that's when we started doing the incorporation and everything like that.
And super fast turnaround on that. And if you guys get this much traction, it's
incredible.
incredible.
See what you did there. Yeah, what
Incredible,
people
man.
don't know is I sold my condo to start the company, man. Like,
Wow.
like yeah, in February I still had my condo, and I sold it so I can get, like, you know, all the funds I needed to get it going and get it off the ground. And yeah, it's been a blast, man. It's been great.
Wow.
You know, I have a
So
nice
it's not a
little
hobby.
apart-
It's not a hobby.
Oh, no.
This is your full-time gig.
I haven't treated patients as a therapist in a while.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
It's
You miss
fire,
it sometimes?
Do I
You
miss
miss
it? Oh yeah, for
therapy?
sure. For sure. Like, you know, helping patients get literally back on their feet and helping them see their progress. It's wonderful, you know, knowing that you can be there to help someone improve or feel better about themselves. It's you know, sometimes you miss that, but I mean, obviously I'm doing something that I think I'm helping a lot of people. You know, we've sold thousands and thousands of these, so obviously I'm helping people out.
Damn right.
You know, and then,
Right.
and then I'll get a random DM on Instagram with a picture of someone rocking the cleats, and they're like, you know what time it is. You know, and so it's
Right.
like, hey, good for you. But
I don't want to jump over you, but can you tell like people like where we could find you on social media or find your website?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Actually, it's clapcleats.com. My Instagram is Clap Cleats. My Twitter is Clap Cleats. My TikTok got taken down because we did some of the Exotica videos, and I guess they didn't like it, you know. And I think what happened was somebody reported us because when we went super viral, I guess they were looking at the other videos and they're like, oh, and you know, there's a lot of haters out there or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, they just started reporting me. I didn't even have time to take down the videos that they said were, you know, inappropriate.
Oh, they didn't give you a chance.
No, they gave me a chance. Like like one day I'd get flagged for one, and then 2 days later I get flagged for another one. And I was so busy with, you know, the sales going viral that I didn't even open up my TikTok to take them down in time.
Yeah. Wow.
And so it was a shame because, you know, I was actually on my third viral video.
Wow.
When they took it down, but that's all right, you know. And it was, let me give you such a great example of like always keeping your head up and not giving up, or don't beat yourself up when something bad happens. So when they took us down, right, we were going viral, like I said, for the third time. I was literally driving to the Exotica in Washington, DC, as all of a sudden, because I get an alert on my phone every time a sale is made, right? The cash register goes off, ka-ching, right? And so you know, it's going off and I'm bopping my head while driving. I'm like, yeah, you know, sales, this is fantastic, right? Ka-ching, ka-ching. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. It got mad quiet. There was like no more sales, right? And I was like, that's odd. And you know, driving from Jersey to Washington, DC is 3.5 hours, 4 hours. And so that was a long drive because I didn't hear the cash register anymore. And then before I even checked into my hotel to see what happened, I was in the parking lot and I looked, and that's when they said your account's been taken down.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh man, I could either let this, you know, beat me up and say this really sucks, or I could say, hey, this is my opportunity, you know, like here's another Exotica convention. Who knows what could happen? And sure enough, 3 days later, I was all over Twitter and Instagram. So like, you know, you never know, right? Just and I made sure I went to the Exotica with tons of energy, like just hugging random people. You know, by the way, the adult entertainment industry, there's nothing but love in that industry, man. It is so awesome. When you go to these conventions, everyone understands, everybody's hustling, and everybody, like, you know, they're just, you know, doing what they can, and it's such a great environment. And so for me, with my energy and loving to be around people and talking all the time, and of course people are like, yo, this is such a great idea, and I'm like, thanks. And so when you get along with everyone, people are willing to take photos and share your stuff for free on social media. And so so I had that mindset, as opposed to being brought down by being taken down from TikTok. I was like, no, let's just work on, it's time to learn Instagram better, it's time to learn Twitter better, and things like that. So yeah.
And that attitude is showing in the early success of this business. And it's just going to grow. We got you in any way that we can. I'm buying like 3 pairs as soon as we end this joint. My man's, I'm gonna tell all the boys.
I'll ship you them. Don't worry to buy them.
Nah. You getting my money, man.
Right. Because we gotta support.
My money.
Appreciate that.
Show enough, man. Love it. Love
That.
it. Well done.
No, definitely. Thanks.
It's exciting. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
sure.
No, this was
wait.
great.
Wasn't there going to be a review about a sock?
Oh yeah.
Did you end up wearing them?
I have the review video. I didn't wear them yet because the wife has been under the
So what are you reviewing?
So I'm gonna review it when she's feeling better, Bim. All right. Unfortunately, my wife is under the weather, but she's on her way to recover. I will tell you guys exclusively, we have our anniversary just passed, and we have a trip scheduled to Arizona for the end of the month.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So it'll
cool.
be a perfect time to really review the.
Oh yeah.
On vacation.
There we go.
Nice.
Because vacation, let's be honest, hotel sex is already great in itself.
Top notch.
I love it. Make a mess everywhere.
It's gross. But now that I have the socks to give me that traction for the action, for the grip,
That's so exciting.
Yes.
Can I tell you a story real quick?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
So when I first was making these, right, I have a good friend who he like owns a body shop or runs a body shop, and just to be supportive, he was the first one who bought, like, somebody that I wasn't that close with. Like, I'm cool with him, but I don't, we weren't like best friends or anything, right? He didn't like test out the product. I just told him about it one day. He's like, yo, come by the auto body shop. So I went there and he bought 6 of them for his crew.
Wow.
So my first sale was like him buying 6 for his crew. And one of them was a gentleman who was like around, I would like to say around late 50s to early 60s, right? But he was in good shape. He is in good shape. And so, I remember giving it to his employees or whatever. And then I went back a month later to visit my friend again, right? And that guy came up to me. He's like, my friend. I'm like, yeah. He put his arm around my shoulder. He's like, bro, they really work. And I'm like, I know. He's like, thank you so much. Even on the carpet, I got it in. Even on the carpet,
deeper.
I know. I was like, I know. And I was like, my pleasure. I was so happy, right? And like that, like hearing that type of feedback is what you want, right? And it's just so awesome. So when you talk about hotel sex, right? Sometimes they have a lot of them have carpets. So like you're still gonna get it on. It's still gonna work great. Trust me. Enjoy your Arizona trip.
The funniest thing is Darren bought them and then he posted it to our story and forgot to tell his wife. So she's like, why is everyone screenshotting what you posted? What did you buy?
Yeah. She definitely wasn't happy with me.
You're gonna find out.
So we've been patiently waiting for this review. I can't wait till we get back together, guys.
Yo, you know what I enjoyed at the wedding exposition? Sometimes like we're pitching to the bride and the groom, and sometimes the parents are there. On multiple occasions, the bride's mom bought them for the husband, not for the bride, not for the groom,
for her husband.
For her husband in front of her kids. Yo, I'm dying. I love this so much.
Everybody has sex. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter if you don't want to talk about it. Everybody has sex.
You're onto something, brother. And we got your back. Right. We're gonna add you on all the socials. We're gonna have to exchange some information, man, so you can keep us abreast as to what's going on with the company. But
okay, thanks.
This is awesome, man. Like, thank you for taking the time to kick it with us, man. This is fire.
Oh no, of course, and we'll do it again. Let's run it back.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Sure.
Yeah, I love this.
Love this. We gotta check in a couple months.
The Clap Cleats chief out this month, man. Jeez. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. Again,
my pleasure, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great night. Thank you.
And keep it up, bro.
No problem. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Later.